Ask anyone who has ever tried to get an old car like this back on the road what their biggest challenge was. Their answer most likely will be the wiring or electrical. In this episode, I'm going to walk you through what I had to do to overcome those challenges in our latest project car. We pretty much bought this car sight unseen. Our buddy Adam at Seward Speed Shop gave us a call, said, hey, I think I got what you're looking for. I think it'll fit in really good with the channel. And we pretty much just said, fine, trust your judgment. We want it. And it's really a very nice car. It's in good shape. What's really nice about it, it's untouched. It hasn't been hot rodded, hasn't been cut up. No parts have been taken off of it that we can tell. It's all original. We kind of consider this as a survivor car, although it's in a little bit bad shape. It's seen a lot of years, but it's still all here. Something that I noticed right away that I thought was pretty odd was all of the marker lights and the tail light lenses were off, and there were no bulbs in the sockets. So I thought, well, that's kind of weird. And then I go and open up the front trunk, and then I saw it. There were a lot of wires that were unplugged. In fact, all the wires that came from the turn signal stalk on the steering wheel column coming up here, they were not plugged into anything. A bunch of these other plugs, these were disconnected. And my first thought was, oh crap, here we go. But like I said before, this car is pretty much untouched. So all the wiring is original. So it's got the original colors on the wires and everything, original connectors. So I went on Samba, and if you go to the main page, up in the top is a thing you can click on that says, I think it says technical, drop down menu to wiring, and then you can find on there is all the wiring diagrams for most of these old cars. And I found the one for this one, and I was able to trace all the wires and get them exactly where they were supposed to go. The one issue I did have was this blue box is new. It used to be a big box like this originally, and then they replaced it with something like this. It looks like it's professionally made. This was an alternative to buying one of these bigger boxes, or relay boxes, but this was unplugged too. So I think what happened is they had an issue with the old relay box. They got this to replace it. They couldn't figure out how to, or where all the wires went. They didn't have a wiring diagram apparently. So they just left everything unplugged and gave up. And now it was my task to take care of it, which luckily, like I said, everything was here. Everything is still color coded for the factory. And I was able to connect everything to this new box. Wonderful. And everything works now. I've got all the turn signals are working. The brake lights are working. Even the dome light I got to work. And the license plate light, got that working. At first it didn't want to, but I persuaded it. So I count myself very, very fortunate that I was able to get everything just plugged back in. Now, I wish it was really as easy as I just made it sound. It wasn't. The lights and a lot of other things still didn't work, even though I have everything plugged in and it was plugged in right. A lot of the lights still didn't work. So what I had to do was, this thing has been sitting around for at least 20 years, at least. So all of the connection, where the bulbs make the connection in the socket, all that had that dirty, nasty grime on it. So I had to take some brake clean and some electrical cleaner that's pretty much just like brake clean. Sprayed those sockets out really good. Usually that did the trick. Some of the sockets I had to bend the tabs a little bit to make contact with the bulbs. And a couple of them I actually had to, with a little bit of sandpaper, clean up the contacts a little bit better than what the brake clean did. It was pretty simple chasing all that down, just a lot of tedious cleaning. A few other things on it did not operate at all or not as well because of bad grounds. So I had to chase the grounds for, especially the headlights. At first I had one headlight that was really dim. Came on, but it was really dim. Found its ground here on the firewall, took it off and cleaned it up to bare metal, put it back together, boom, works perfect now. So yeah, grounds, connections, some of the connectors under the hood I found were a little corroded and they weren't making as good of contact as they could have, so cleaned those up, worked really good. Another thing that I did was in the fuse box, it had original fuses in it. A couple of them were blown, so I replaced all the fuses, and then even then, some of the stuff didn't work. So what I did was clean the contacts in the fuse box, and then even just twisting the fuse in that's in the fuse box, twisting it to get a better contact with those little tabs that it connects to. Now I did replace all of the exterior lights, the tail lights, brake lights, running lights, with LED bulbs. Hopefully that will keep people from running into this little thing. Oh, and even the horn works. I still have to find, there's springs behind here that are long gone. I have to find those. We're going to a swap meet tomorrow. Maybe I'll find those there. Radio kind of works. It doesn't bring in any stations, but it does bring static, so there's hope there. Dash lights work. So we are really on our way with the electrical. Now, as far as other legal things we had to have on here to make it roadworthy, we're missing the rear view mirror. Again, we're gonna hopefully find one at the swap meet tomorrow. We did have the side mirror that came in one of the cardboard boxes with it. Tires are pretty good. They're old, but they're holding air pretty much. There's one with a slow leak in it, but they're holding air. The ball joints and tie rod ends, they're worn. There is some play in them, but I doubt that they're gonna fall apart at first anyways. We do have all new parts for that right over here on the shelf. That's gonna be coming in really soon in a new episode coming up. We'll be replacing that and installing the front disc brakes and going through all the brakes, in fact. There are some rust holes in the floor. We're getting new floors in, but for now, I'm just gonna duct tape over them to keep the dust and the smells from coming up. Just little things. And when we bought it, it didn't have any kind of seat belts at all, so I got these from J-Bugs, or this one, actually. We only have one. I have it kind of installed, but I thought that was a pair that I was buying. Turns out it was just one, so as soon as I saw that, I had to go and order up another one for the other side. But that's cool, that's cool. We're gonna have, with shoulder restraint seat belts. The seats underneath these blankets, the seats are trashed, the original ones. In fact, the rear seat is so bad that I really can't even cover it up with a blanket. So the seat in the back is actually from our Baja Bug that came in that. And it's black, so it doesn't match it, but you know, that's okay. We have a blanket over it too. And Mary says she wants to clean up the door panels. They're pretty ratty, really nasty, dirty and stuff. And the headliner, it's trashed and really filthy, but I mean, yeah, we'll duct tape it so it doesn't flap in the wind, and that'll work. Now there's one thing with the electrical that was really baffling. It took me a while to figure it out. When we'd run the engine, have it running, the oil pressure light was on the dash. So I replaced the sending unit back here, the oil pressure sending unit, but still, the light was still on. Come to find out that the lights, those warning lights, the generator and the oil pressure lights on the speedometer were switched. So the oil pressure was fine, it was the generator that wasn't working. So I was prepared to get a new generator, and then I happened to Google something else about a generator, and I found out that with a generator, if it's been sitting around for a long time not running, it becomes depolarized, I guess is the word. meaning it won't work, it won't charge at all. So I found the solution to repolarize it. I never thought there was such a thing. And looking at it now, I think that a lot of people will get an old bug like this, generator's not working, so they'll just go out and buy a new generator when they really didn't have to. The old one would work if they would just repolarize it. So the instructions for it was to leave the engine not running, take the belt off, take this big terminal up here that goes to your voltage regulator, ground it onto the case of the generator, then from the little green wire down here that goes to your light, take it, run a jumper wire from it right to the positive side of the battery. Touch it, and this will actually spin on its own then. And do that for like 3 seconds. Bada bing, bada boom. It works perfectly now. Now, as you can see, we have parts, man. We've got front disc brakes, new shocks. We've got tie rod ends, drop spindles, brake lines, rear brakes, all new, all the ball joints, shocks for the back too. I mean, everything for the suspension and brakes is going to be new. It's just a matter of finding the time to do it, which is going to be coming up really soon. In maybe 2 episodes, we'll be starting to tackle this. And with those episodes, we'll go into more depth of what we're doing and how I do it. Now, if you've never done anything like this, guess what? We're going to be learning together along the way. A lot of the stuff I know that I've done before on the Baja, but some is going to be new territory for me. So hopefully everything's going to go good. If nothing else, I'll watch a YouTube video. Now, we're pretty busy around here, a little too busy to put all that stuff on it just yet. As you can see, the engine is out of the Baja. We're doing work on it in parallel to this one. So I think in the next episode, what I'll do is, it runs pretty good, but I think it could run a little bit better, this stock little engine in here. So next episode, I'm gonna put some new plugs in it, cap, condenser, points, and timing. I'll have the cameras rolling so you can see what's involved in all of that. Make sure I'm doing it right. Now comes a time where I'm going to ask you to help us grow our channel. Please share our stuff with Facebook groups, with your friends, with your clubs. Hit that like button, if nothing else, because that helps the algorithms send our videos out to more people. Subscribe, leave a comment, all that. And as always, thanks for watching.